Hello, and welcome to 5 Minute Math. Today we are looking at the Algebra 1 concept of factoring trinomials. This is standard A.10E in the great state of Texas, and we are using item number 20 of the 2025 released STAAR test. If you haven't done so already, please go ahead and take a moment to pause the video, work this problem out on your own, unpause it, and we will look at our answers together. So we've got this expression here that we simply need to factor. There are a few different ways that we can do it. Probably the most efficient would be just to go ahead and take a look at that common factor at each of these terms. Each of those are divisible by 5. So if we factor out a 5, this is going to look a lot easier. And quite honestly, it's usually pretty easy to factor your trinomials if that leading coefficient for the x squared is just 1, just not there. So let's factor out a 5. And we have to make sure we do this correctly. All right, so if I'm factoring out that 5, it's like the reverse of the distributive property. That means that's just going to be, I'm dividing each of these by 5. That's what I'm looking at here. And I'm just going to pull it out. So if I divide it by 5, just leaves me nothing, right? So x squared, that's just a 1. I've got 30 divided by 5. That's still going to be 6. Then I've got 80 divided by 5. And 80 divided by 5, it's C, that is going to be 16. All right. So we're left with 5 on the outside, and then x squared minus 6x minus 16. So I'm just going to deal with what's on the inside of these parentheses. And if I'm looking for a factor, right, I'm now just dealing with this, and this is a lot easier to deal with. That 5 is just sitting on the outside, and that's fine. So what I'm looking at here is I'm looking at some numbers or some terms that would add to this and multiply to this, right? You need to add to your B term, multiply to your C term. And so we're looking at 16. What are we looking at? If I'm going to get to 16, it's going to be 1 times 16. It's going to be 2 times 8. It's going to be 4 times 4. Those are my only options to get to 16 if I'm multiplying. I need to have one negative and one positive simply because it is a negative 16, and my negative needs to be slightly larger because if I add those, I still am going to end up with a negative 6. So if I'm looking at that, I'm looking for a difference of 6, and we see it right here. Here's my difference of 6, and I need this 8 to be the negative, so it ends up with negative 6. So let's rewrite it like this. X minus 8, x plus 2. Now, let's go ahead and just um, FOIL this out here just to make sure we got it right. So this is going to end up being x squared, and we have a plus 2x minus 8x minus 16, and then we just combine this right here. This is going to be a minus 6x. All right, so we're fine with this. And the 5 is on the outside, that's fine. And we see we've got an answer right here. Now, what if you didn't want to do that? What if you wanted to use your quadratic formula? You could use that. Negative b plus or minus b squared minus 4ac over 2a. And you don't even have to factor it. You can just plug these terms in. So this is going to be negative 30, so end up being positive, plus or minus negative 30 squared minus 4, and then my a is 5, and then my b is 80. But you see how my numbers are getting pretty large, and then over 2 times 5. Okay, so let's simplify. This is going to be 30 plus or minus the square root of negative 30 squared is 900. And this is going to be a positive. And then 4 times 5 is 20. 20 times 80 is going to be 1600 over 10. So I've got 30 plus or minus the square root of 2500 over 10. So that's going to be 30 plus or minus 50 over 10. So I've got two options here. 30 minus 50, so that's negative 20 over 10. 30 plus 50, 80 over 10, which gets me negative 2 and 8, which leads me right back up here to here, because 8 minus 8 equals 0. The answer is D.